our food, whenever the matter of food comes, we generally think the diet is only our food. So the first day today, I will be introducing you to some subtler food which have a higher potency than the diet one. So before I go to that, let's just quickly go through what we discussed yesterday. So yesterday we started with three pillars basically. What we wanted to say, how to be conscious about the plate wala diet food. So the three things were that you eat with all the senses. You eat with your real hunger. Think of your hunger. Is it artificial condition or actually you are hungry? And then we said the choice of ingredient mattered, and that choice should be consciously. So now in this whole program, in this 4 day, we have told you about the best choice. But then that is one school of thought, one perception, or maybe that is my perception of choices. Now you are your own author. You are the author of your own book. You understand all the theories, all the principles, and if something makes sense, start adopting them in your life. If it doesn't, start questioning it. When we start questioning, we get to understand a lot of other things. So every day, but I was pushing you to do the task with one reason, that when we do the task, when we understand one tool, then we understand how to use that. And with understanding the tools, we get familiar to that. And then if that tool sound useful to us, if we feel that is useful, with the familiarity, you can then use when the time is needed, in all the situation when you need that tool. So that was the intention of sharing with means with you, that you have to do that. But that is not just you have to do all this only. Like again, I'm repeating, in this program I'm not trying to say you the diet plan. I'm trying to share with you something that really worked for me, and I feel this will work for you. You give a try. If you fail, you will at least learn from your experience. There are like the stage where till I reached there, I also made a lot of mistake. That doesn't mean that mistake, the things which I did before mistake was completely useless. Because I tried them, because I did them, because I made the mistake, I questioned them, then only understood something deeper. And that's how I can say a lot of things with confidence, that this can work, this is better or not. So don't be afraid, scared of making mistake, either in your food or in your life. Only when you make, so when you make mistake, you are basically expanding yourself. Today maybe your circle of knowing or circle of awareness was this much. Now because you have tried something, you are stepping out of the circle, and that's why you are making mistake. But only when you are making the mistake, your circle of awareness is expanding. So any spare in your life, try to make mistake. It is only with the mistake only learn. If you have any like insecurities, that like I will fail, I will mistake, that will harm, just try and then reach out to people. Reach out to people whom you trust, and finally reaching out and being alive with the question, you will obviously get your answer. So coming back, so we discussed that anything which you do in your life, and especially the diet or any food or your day, anything which you plan, everything work better if you use the 3P model. So what is this 3P model? Is you plan something. When you plan, you can visualize everything properly, and then it becomes easier to take the next step, or in case of food plate diet, it becomes easier to procure, and then it is able to prepare. I think again, like I was feeling a little like I didn't I was uh, thinking that this 3P model yesterday everyone in the group will try, or at least they will share their plan, that how their day to day will look like, or what they are trying to do. But unfortunately I couldn't see. Maybe you guys have tried, but if you have not tried, please do try. Only by trying you will be getting familiar to the tool. If you have tried and couldn't share, please share with others. Others will be encouraged by your sharing, and then they will also get to do. If you have not done for some reason, reach out to people, sharing why you couldn't do. If something is not clear, we can help you. If you have question, we can clear that, if that will help you to do it. So my request is, try and fail, rather than without planning, preparing, just discarding something. Then we discussed yesterday about green juice, fruit meal, smoothie, salad, what are their benefit, how to do that, and all that. And I'm sure if you have any question in all those things, you will reach out definitely. So now, what is going we are going to do today? So see, we on the last 4 days talk about the diet, which is above the iceberg. We talk about our food, which is very obvious and we can see. But there are some foods which are our food, and that makes our being. But we somehow don't are not aware, and we don't acknowledge that. So one part below the iceberg we are going to go today, and the deeper we will see tomorrow. So what is something below the iceberg? So for that I will share with you the concept of Panchamahabhutas. So what is Panchamahabhutas? Basically, anything in this universe, everything is made of five elements, and this five element makes the essence of our being. So if something we are made of, then our food has to be a combination of that thing. But very often we just consider our food just one element or two element. Generally we consider water element. We can visualize the water element very clearly, that our body is 70% water and this element is needed. And we value the food which comes from earth. See, earth elements is important, but the benefit of earth element we are indirectly getting from the food that grows in earth element. So you can understand something which we are getting in an indirect way, it will be powerful but lesser powerful. Some sources which we can get directly, like as a food, then it will be more powerful. So all the other three elements are actually more powerful to our body. Another way you can understand how which one is more powerful is, see, uh, we say from nothing came everything. From nothing, when the universe was not there, what was there? A space, ether, which we can call, and which we can call sky. So when nothing was there, nothing in this universe was existent. What was existent? The space. And from that, this whole universe, all the living being, the human, everything came into existence. So obviously, the space element is the most powerful element, and that's the most powerful thing in our life. We generally do tend to say this very often. Like if somebody in our relationship will interfere in our life, we will say, "Give, please do give us a space." And that's how today we are breaking so much. Like we are having so much, like making so much distance from the people, because that space element inside us is so much missing, that we think that in our relationship that space is not there, and that's why our space in our life is not fulfilled. Then the other element which is very powerful is air element. After that, the element which is powerful is fire, and then comes the water, and then it comes the earth. So our food has to be combination of this five thing: akash, space, or which we call ether, air, vayu, fire, agni, which we also visualize in form of sunlight. Then comes the water, and then comes the prithvi tattva, the earth element. So now you must be wondering how to build that element in our body. So let's understand that. So this is what in the slide I have written, that what is more powerful, the same. The higher we go in the pyramid, the more is it is power, and the more it has impact in our body and mind. So that's why what happens, like you might be starting with a very good diet plan, but it doesn't work because of other element not being in your place. They might not be proper, and that's the reason. See, our body will communicate, and because we don't realize how to feel that, we just trying to fulfill that with this our limited understanding. So let's understand how to bring the earth ether element and the importance of ether element in universe. Like if you see, 98% of the entire universe is space. Uh, and there is a research also, and they say like if you remove the entire space from this universe, you can basically fit the universe in a small box. So you can understand anything in this universe is basically possible because of the space element. In our body also we can realize how when we are very upset, when we have lot of thoughts in our mind, what happened, we are unable to think properly. We say now, I'm not able to think because I'm already occupied. So see, in we generally tend to use this very often, but we don't consider that as a food that has to be maintained in our body. So I'm just reading out what I've said, and that is in the slide. The primary function of this element is to assist you in hearing and also imparting wisdom to us. Wisdom gives us a strong analytical skill, and with those skills, our thoughts get rational, which further help us in taking correct decision in our life. So only when this space is maintained here, then only we can take corrective decision and we can think about. Again, in short, we can say it immensely impact our thought process. So where is this space element present in our body? If you see in your entire body, inside any cavity, inside any bones, inside any joint, in the blood vessel, any pores which you are having inside your body, even the nervous system, all is because there is a space inside. And if there is no proper space maintained, then we say there is something which is inhibiting the proper functioning. Like some external element, if they come into all the spaces, then only we feel the blockage, and because of that blockage, we find us in a stage of uneasy, and which we term as disease. And then because of all these blockages, be it in our brain, be in our physical body or in any organ, we find something which is not very comfortable for us. We are not very happy because of that. So to be happy, one of the thing is very important that you maintain that space balance in your body. And the last thing is same what we have already discussed, ki it is like in our relationship we always see how much important is this space element. And because if it is maintained properly, then only it binds us. If it is not maintained properly, if somebody bombard with us with so much thing, and we feel that because of that presence of that person we are not able to do fully what we are supposed to do, then we will start making relationship breaking relationship from that person. We will try to run away so that we can have a enjoyment life. So now how can you bring space in your physical body? One of the tool which you can use is doing a fast. Now see, we always in our every religion custom the fast is there. And sometime in the past when this fasting was there, they understood all this principle, and that's why they recommend in every culture. But again, throughout, this fasting concept have changed drastically. Today we do fast, but in fast we eat actually every day we will be eating lesser, but actually in the fasting day we will eat more. What we will do is we will eat a different kind of food or different kind of thing, and the whole day our mind will be also occupied in preparing that. We will be thinking about the whole thing, when we will get that food, when how to procure and everything, like physically, mentally, emotionally. On the fasting day basically these days we are occupied. But like for some reason, if you're doing that, it's okay, but that is not solving the purpose of fast. So in the fast, it is better that you start maintaining the space. So one way to maintain the space is like we are eating the whole day. In the fasting day, can our body get some space that we are not feeding it, and the body can clean the things which are there in the body earlier and it couldn't clean better. So again, there is two type of cleaning always happens in our home. One which we do every day morning we clean, but in that day we don't remove the sofa, we don't remove the television, we don't remove the wardrobe, we don't take our clothes deeper from the wardrobe and clean from inside. What we do once in a while. We do when we have a off day, when we don't have much work, or we do in the festivals time, especially here in Diwali, or some people do in the Christmas, this kind of thing they do this. So why do they do? Because see, routine cleaning is very good, but there has to be a deeper cleaning too. Similarly, routine cleaning every day morning, like when you are breaking the fast breakfast, like we say, morning is the time you are cleaning, eliminating, and before breakfast, generally we eliminate and then only break the we fast. So similarly, on a regular interval, our body needs to fast also. And one thing which you can do is you can start doing a periodical fast, and once in a week. The periodic fast can be like start with one day of a fast. Just let me give me some time. I'll switch on my light. So periodic fast, I was saying, you can do once in a week, like once in a week. Day you can choose according to your convenience, and that day you can do fast. So now what will happen in that day? See, every day our body will be consciously or unconsciously taking different kind of food. Some food or some anything might cause a blockage and maybe not eliminated properly. So the day on which you are fasting, your body is getting time. Your energy, which was earlier spent in digestion, that time is saved, and then body, because but doesn't has to do that digestion process, then it will say, okay, today I have that energy, let me go deeper inside, let me see what are there which are in my veins, organs and other places which are causing a blockage. So then it will clarify that thing. So now you understand the benefit of fast, and you will say, I'll fast tomorrow. But wait, uh, fasting is important, but breaking the fast is more important than fast. Generally, in our homes, what we do, we will fast, and the moment we will break the fast, we will eat something like heavy. We will feel that the whole day we have deprived our body, and because of the we have to compensate that by hitting a huge thing. But we don't realize, actually the whole day we feasted on space. We try to give the body a lot of space. So basically you don't need to compensate. And yesterday we understood the concept of like breaking the fast. In the morning, the first thing you need to give a green juice. So like every day when we are doing 7 to 8 hours of fast, we are not saying that we should immediately start with something heavy. We are saying that day, that time also start gradually, start something which is light, which the body can get a signal. Now understand, the whole day 24 hour you were fasting, and after 24 hours you are just immediately bombarding your body with so much food. Like how much good that the whole day of fasting will do? No good. So before you break your fast, it is important to prepare your body. And how can you prepare? So I'm assuming that you are going to break your fast, like you were going to eat a heavy meal, like today dinners by 7 or 8 o'clock you have had a heavy dinner, and tomorrow maybe you are going to break the fast, and at 7 or 8 p.m. in the evening you are going to have a heavy meal. So before that meal, maybe 2 3 hours before, start preparing for your body. How can you prepare? You can prepare your body to break the fast by having a tender coconut. tender coconut. Why? Because it is alkaline in nature. Now, because all this elimination was happening, your acidic tendency in the body has increased. So it will tone yourself, your stomach, and that will give you a signal that now you are going to break a fast. Now food is going to come. So start preparing for that. So you can either start with tender coconut water, or you can have some watery fruits. What can be some watery fruit? Like in this season, you can get papaya. You can eat papaya. So this kind of food which have majority of water and which take lesser time for your body to digest, you can have that. So now what happens in the this day? Your body has spent tremendous energy, tremendous effort in cleaning. So it must be tired. In our home also that happens. The day when we do this Diwali cleaning and all that thing, or any festive cleaning, we already feel tired. We feel like somebody comes home and do our work easy. We don't feel like doing so much work. So similarly, in the fasting day, after having this breaking the fast, if you again eat so much heavy, like so much of grains that day, like we understood how much tax the grain is causing to our body, because it is taking a lot of effort and energy to digest. So especially in these days, if you eat a more of a dead food, what will happen? Your body is already tired because of the enormous work it has gone through in the day. Now you are giving some work which needs really more effort. So think of that system, how it will feel. So in that day, it is recommended, at least other day you are not able to avoid the dead food, or like you're not able to maintain a higher ratio of primary food in your life body. But in this day, it is better you try to enhance this primary food quality and bring more of primary food in your uh, in your meal. How can you do? Maybe if you are like try a soup, you just take vegetables and make a vegetable liquid soup. That will be that way, that body which is tired will get a little food and it will be able to digest that better. If you're not able to do a vegetable soup and you want some food, maybe you can have food but make more vegetables, like make chapati. Maybe one chapati you have, but try to feed yourself more with more of vegetables. In that way, it will be a little tax, lesser tax to your body. So this is something which we really need to remember. Fasting, anybody can fast, but only a wise person needs understand how to break it. Fasting is basically feasting. On what you are feasting? You are feasting on ether. You are feasting on some other elements which we are going to discuss now. What are the other element? Is one element after ether we discussed, that which is important to our body, is air element, bio element. Now like this is a research study that many of us, in fact most of us, are actually not able to breathe the capacity that consciously we all do breathe, but like if something has a capacity of 4, we are able to use only one fourth, majority of us, that capacity. So mostly with our conscious breathing, which we sub unconscious breathing, what we are doing is we are using our lungs capacity to 1/4% only. So now when you consciously start focusing on your breath, like do some breathing exercises which make you conscious about your breath, your quality of intake and the capacity increases. So pranayam like is one of the tool. Pranayam, if you break that word, pran means life. Anything like we all are valued, we are cared because we have pran. The moment our life will come out, the breath, basically breath will come out, we will lose our essence. So pranayam, what we are trying to do, like we are trying to enhance the life, because we are trying to enhance the quality of our breathing, and that's how it is named as life force extension, pranayam. So this is what I was telling you, that only 1/4% of our lung capacity is brought in action generally. and maximum time it sits idle. So when we do all this different exercise, most like pranayam, or be in open air in like in the morning walk, or we do some exercise like jogging, everything which basically increases our breathing capacity. And one interesting thing, if you start observing your breath, you will notice your breath has a direct correlation with your mind, or the vice versa. So any feeling which you will have will be reflected by your breath. If your breath, the breath is very high, you will see your heartbeat is high, and somewhere you will feel there is some anxiety, stress, or some negative kind of emotions in your body. And by observing your breath, you will be able to make out what your body is going through. So you will get a tremendous tool to understand like what is there inside your body. So now what happens, anything in our body which we do is because we have the presence of oxygen. Any blood means digestion, assimilation is happening properly because of this blood circulation. And this, all the circulation, all the cells processes needs oxygen. If oxygen is not, means like missing in that cells, then cells will be not able to do the maximum like work that is needed. So just with this one practice, like doing the pranayam, especially before eating, like half an hour if you before that eat, then your body will get that sufficient oxygen to break down the food that is going to come. So maybe for today, if you feel like the diet is something very different kind of thing, overwhelming for me, I can't change the diet right now, and you just take this pranayam exercise, and every meal, whatever you are eating, and just this simple exercise of doing pranayam before every meal in the morning, doing pranayam, that's the best time because that time the air is more pure. So if you start doing this pranayam one habit, you will notice a miraculous change in your body. You will start feeling more lighter. So that's what's about pranayam. And the next element is about sun element. So again, like a lot of people were you were telling about ki, we were feeling cold, and when we are feeling cold, we feel like eating warm thing. Have you ever wondered why is it so? See, again, the same thing. Our body is made of five elements, and any of the things which is missing our body will communicate. Basically the fire element like which the sun represent is the agni, the warm. And if the warm is missing in your life, because we are conditioned always, uh, like warm thing, by warm food only you can get that warm feeling. Actually your body is trying to communicate that please go out in open sun, have that light, that light element is missing, the fire element is lesser. And you and because of our conditioning, what we understand is our body is asking for warm food. It can be it is working, asking for warm food, but just try to see if the sun element is missing or not. So I have generally seen in winters, like because the air comes in the home and we feel cold. Like so, what I try to do is close all the doors and windows. And when I close the all the door and windows, subconsciously I'm closing all the light from my house. And the moment I close the light, I somewhere feel that warm is missing, and then I will feel like, okay, I need all this warm thing. I will feel like having something very warm kind of thing to give me that warm inside. So that's how you can understand one of the one of the signal that body needs fire. And how this warm thing benefit us. See, we all have seen in our houses, like our mother used to do something which is like have some impurities, some insects will come. She will put that thing into sun, So why she used to put all these things sun? Ki any damage, any germs or anything is there, it will come out. It will get clean, purify. So if sun is purifying the whole, all the thing, and we understand everything we are made of 5 elements. So if sun can purify all that, won't it purify our own body? It will definitely. If we again develop this one habit, if we are not able to do other thing, but we start giving our body that light, we always go in sun regular basis, the elimination, like the things which are getting eliminated from the body will clean properly, and the pores will basically open up, and because the pores will open up, something which was not desired for your body would get eliminated and clean at a very good rate. So sunlight exposure to our body is very, 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 very important. And this time, right now being winters, in winters you can actually the whole day also, you if you go sun, you will not feel bad, and so you can enjoy all the time. In summers it becomes a little bit tougher, because in the summer the heat is also there of the light, and we don't want the heat, we want the light. We don't want the heat intensity like of the heat. So that time then our lot of things in the body goes like, we feel we have to compensate by reducing the function and all that thing. So that time actually we may be in heat, but we are not very comfortable. So at that time what happens, the ideal time to go in the sun can be either morning or in the evening, when the intensity of sun heat is lesser but the light is there. In the morning, suppose in my place 9:30, in any time of the year the light is very good, and the heat is also something which my body can accept. So that time you can go to the open sunlight, expose your body maybe 15 to 20 minutes in sunlight. 15 to 20 minutes, if you're doing every day, it's a good thing. One other thing which you can do is sun gazing. Sun gazing is what? So our eyes, basically, when we open our eyes broad and expose to the sun, then our eyes can get the direct light from the sun. And in this process, two important thing happens. So through the eyes, our the light travels to our retina, and then if something is getting blocked in that, that gets clean, and because that gets clean, we get mental, a lot of mental clarity in our mind. The second thing what happens, like in our eyes also there can be a lot of things which are not clear. So when sunlight travels to our eyes also, it cleans eyes. So eyesight also, you will realize in the small exercise, your eyesight also gradually becomes good. So the same thing, like eyesight improve, peace of mind improves, our brain becomes little more active with just small exercise. 5 minutes of sun gazing, like in the morning hour when we see the sun, when the sun is rising, or in the when the time the sun is setting. Like if you guys ever have been to some hill station and all that thing, you must have observed the rising sun or the sunset, and just try to remember how you feel that time. You feel very serene, peaceful. Why is it so? Because that were the occasion when this light has gone to your eyes, and that's how sunset and sunrise are so special to us. That brings me to the homework of the day. And as I said, today is this, there is a surprise in the session. The surprise is tomorrow, because we discuss about the tool about fasting. Now if you have never done this kind of fasting where you were fasting on ether, you were fasting on air, if you were fasting on sun previously, you need to practice of this tool. And this is a safe place where you can practice, because we are trying to learn from so many people experience. The space is also very positive, so that way your brain will be not also thinking about so many things. So there is space already in our mind, so this space will help you to do understand the fasting tool in a better way. So use the power of the community. Let's do a community fast tomorrow. Again, I have said you what is the reason of fasting till 4 p.m. There's nothing very special about 4 p.m. It is just, I'm assuming that you are going to do a dinner tomorrow at 7 or 8 p.m. and that's why 4 p.m. See, I'm suggesting to have a fast till 4 p.m. But for some reason, if you are not able to fast till 4 p.m. tomorrow, try to expand as much as it is possible. Try to do a smaller fast, but give it a try tomorrow. As much time you are able to do tomorrow. Then when you break the fast, whatever time you break that, break with tender coconut water. If you are not able to get tender coconut water, have some fruit, watery fruits. Now, after this class, I'm going to share with you one video about affirmation. What is affirmation? Affirmations are positive thoughts. Now, again, today you might not feel how is this relevant to this class of conscious food, but as I said, the iceberg model, there are a lot of food which we are getting consciously and unconsciously, and our thoughts are one of such foods. So when we positively write about our thoughts, about affirmation, then you are giving a healthy food. So we will discuss about this in details in tomorrow's class. For today, trust me, and do this activity of writing 10 positive affirmation. Now you can write 4 or 5 also. Why I have suggested 10? Because for many of you, some of you might have done as writing affirmation earlier, but for many of us we might not have ever done, and we are not very familiar. So like tomorrow, let's try it. Let's try to do as much as possible, and 10 is a good number to start with. What can be your affirmation? It can be like, I'm feeling energetic, I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling healthy. Always in the affirmation, we write something we want. We don't put negative words. So if I want to be healthy, I will not say I am not feeling disease. I will write I am feeling healthy. So try to write as positively as possible in affirmation. And then I'm sharing with you one video which talks about open eye meditation. Now, for most of us, we feel that meditation is only when we close our eyes, think inside, and like focus. But this is a meditation. But meditation is what? Meditation is basically getting aware. For me, gardening is a meditative experience. For me, doing because I love cooking, sometimes when I do it very mindfully, it is a meditative experience, and I get to understand lot of thing about myself, being aware in that moment. So in this video, this is a very small video, 2 minutes of video. You will understand that you can be aware at every moment, be it eating mindfully, we have discussed, eliminate mindfully, we have discussed, but any task which you do in your life can be done in a mindful way. So do watch that video, and after watching these 2 videos, whatever experiences you have, thought you have, just share in the group. This thought will be some food, healthy food for someone else. So that's all for today's session. Thank you for listening. Now we can have one round of question answer, or if you want to share something, you can share that.
Kritika, in pranayam, there are lots of pranayam. So, what type of pranayam do you mean exactly we should do before our food?
So one of the pranayam which I have learned, and that works, might be you are doing, is Anulom Vilom with pauses. So you breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. So generally in Anulom Vilom, what we do is breathe in, breathe out, but we don't hold. But when you hold, basically it intensify, like something which was trying to get eliminate will get some time to be that air chain, like the negative that the carbon dioxide chain get times to come into this whole thing, and it becomes a better experience. So breathe in, hold, then after that breathe out from the other nose, and then again hold, and then after that breathe. What happens when we breathe out, in that air, the impure air which has some elimination is there immediately, and then again we breathe in the same air again. So holding then helps that you don't immediately breathe in the same air, you get a fresher air after one few seconds of holding.
So how many minutes we should do that?
See, it's like if you're going to start with, you do few rounds, like maybe 5 minutes of breathing. That's a good start. Like if I say one, hold, out, hold. That's one cycle. So if you do a cycle, maybe 10 to 15 round of the cycle, that's a great start.
Oh, thank you.
So we are excited to fast tomorrow, or we have any question for fasting regarding tomorrow?
Good evening, ma'am. I had some questions about green juice.
Yes, yes, tell me.
So, I mean, I'm not clear about the green juice since I have never made it, and the leaves which you mentioned in the session yesterday, I don't know about them.
Okay, so you can take any green leaves, like if you have, you know about bel patra, vilbam.
No, ma'am.
Uh, okay, you can start with coriander, mint, whatever is available at your place. Any greens basically, or if greens are not there, you can start with cucumber juice also. You can start with bottle gourd too. You can start with ash gourd. Or
Okay, ma'am.
if you don't have access to any of this thing, you can have simply coconut water too. That's one of the best alkaline juice.
Okay, so but I live in North India, Dehradun, so we don't have coconut juice available here that much.
Yeah. So maybe you can start with all this thing. If this curry patta is there, you can try that also. Or any green which your mother is bringing home for cooking, you can try that greens too.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasure to hear you always. And I'm loving these classes.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to you instead.
So Geeta, Harika, Vivek, are you guys ready for the fast tomorrow?
Yes, let's
Yes.
do it.
Yes, let's do it. Any question regarding fasting or feasting?
I'm clear about fasting.
Oh,
So,
super awesome.
yeah,
Great. So, can we have a minute of silence then if we don't have question, and then with a minute of silence we can close.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you for the silence. Thank you for your
Thank you.
presence.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Niharika. I'm ending this call.
Bye, ma'am. See you soon.
Yes.